had my microphone muted. It is Thursday, 3 p.m. Probably good for everybody else because I was screaming. I was so excited. But
oh my gosh.
But I don't think I can bring back that same enthusiasm I had when I first started yelling, but I'm going to try. Hey, it's Thursday, 3 p.m., the new time for everybody that's watching, 3 p.m. Pacific time, as I keep saying, the only time zone that matters. But in any case, we're fortunate enough to have Zach and Veronica here with us today. I know you guys are super busy. I want to say thank you, and let everybody know this is a big deal having you guys together here to talk about education and stuff as well in the Full Throttle. Zach, for everybody that doesn't already know who you are, but if you've been to any event or been crawled out under a rock, you've probably seen Zach somewhere. Tell everybody who you are and about Blackline.
Yeah, I'm Zach Romero, VP of Sales here at Blackline HHP. We manufacture black vinyl fencing, so privacy fences, ranch rail, deck railings, ornamental, all that fun stuff. So this is our 20th year running now. I've been with the company 17 years.
Wow.
And yeah, it's what we do. We only do black, so it kind of keeps us busy and keeps us focused. So
Yeah, and I know when you guys talk about only do black, you guys really are the ones that specialize in it. And we're going to get back to more about Blackline, but we've also got our co-host Sasha, which comes on here every week with me, no matter what, and I appreciate that. Tell everybody about yourself, Sasha, that's maybe just tuning in for the first time.
Oh, yeah. So let's just get to the point. I've got an accent. I'm from the deep south, Alabama, further south. Yep. Yeah. For those of you who are wondering, like, g'day, mate. Crikey, see you later. But yep, we're a fence supplier. I've been in the supply game for probably about 16 years now, and we love selling fence. Like I tell everyone, one panel at a time.
Yeah, and they do a lot of iron panels, a lot of temporary panels and iron panels. I know at Las Vegas Fence I've purchased from you throughout the years. So love that you helped me so much with everything that we're doing here at the podcast and FWA and the fence show and everything. But last but not least, the true star of the show, the only reason we're all here, Veronica.
Hey!
You've got a long history in the industry as well, from the fence installation side to education. I mean, from selling materials to dealing with me. There's just a lot that you've done throughout the years. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Veronica. I've been in the fence industry going on 10 years. Came from installation world for almost 9 years. Before that, I've had the construction background my entire life. Even before the fence world, I was a project manager in the mechanical world. So construction industry as a whole is just my love and my passion in commercial projects. And then last October, I joined the FWA team, and here we are.
Yeah, and we're grateful to have you. You were definitely a huge asset to the team, and bringing you on was probably one of the better decisions that we all made. I believe that when we first brought you in, Susan and I were teary-eyed a little bit. We were so excited.
there's a few tears until I came in and started making organization of the entire thing, and then everybody's like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, and now she's got a few bruises around her neck, where we're just.
Where's HR? Where's HR when you need him?
Yeah.
And for everybody tuning in for the first time, I'm Brian Fredrickson, the founder of the Fence Show and Security Expo, FWA, and a few other things in our industry. And I have a big passion for small businesses and keeping the entry point into our industry reasonable so that anybody can come in and create a life and help us grow our industry. So I'm grateful to be here. And, 5 years ago, I never would have been sitting on a podcast with you three people. So it's brought me so many friendships and so many people that we talk about what getting involved in your industry actually does. And they say, I remember in the beginning when I first started hearing this, like, well, people would ask, and even with AFA and NAFCA, and then before, we started and us, they're like, what do you get out of it? And I'd hear everybody saying, well, you get out of it what you put into it. And
1,000%.
And I would always be, such a BS thing to say when you got nothing to offer, right? That's what I used to think to myself, right? I'm like, that's what you say because you got nothing to offer. But now I truly believe it because I did, invest my time and my energy into it. And I got so much more out of it than the time and energy I put in. And I put a lot of time and energy. So I'm grateful to be here in the industry that supported me on everything that crazy ideas that I'm doing. So that's my backstory. Besides running Las Vegas Fence, I basically get to have fun with all you guys and throw parties once or twice a year.
They're good ones too.
But hey, Vegas though. Let's talk about the parties though that we do throw. Vegas. It's known for spending money, right? I mean, let's face it. That's what it's known for, right? Come here, spend some money, get some drinks, have a good time. What if this year we invested into ourselves instead, and and we actually took that extra effort and we went ahead and got that full throttle pass, which is basically similar to what we'd have on our education passes and things like that in the past, except we've gone to a whole new level thanks to instructors like yourself, Zach, and the other close to 30 instructors that are already on board. Veronica, your dedicated hard work. I know you came into town, Las Vegas, yesterday, and first thing today, you were in the office with me at Las Vegas Fence, and you printed out this first workbook, which was, by the way, you guys, this big, and that's probably as big as all of our classes before. Right now, it's like that's one full day session. So we're coming in tomorrow to start binding the first workbooks and make sure those are configured in a way that actually makes sense to fence installers, so it doesn't feel like we just went on and just printed a bunch of stuff and somebody's just reading from a script. It's work pages and stuff for everybody to actually work through and learn from. So take home with you. So we're excited to get some of that stuff, and we'll be posting some images and videos of those coming out. So go full throttle this year, you guys. Invest in yourselves, not just in Vegas, but don't forget to drop some money in Vegas while you're here, because that keeps us all on the Vegas economy going.
Or our bank balance is empty, whichever way you look at it.
$8 bottles of water at a convention center, you're going to get your money.
And you know what? If you spend all your money and you can't afford any water, come find one of us. We'll get you a bottle of water.
Absolutely.
It might still say it might be leftover water from demo days or something, but we're gonna get you a bottle of water somewhere.
Love that.
So Sasha, I know we wanted to talk about education. It looks like day by day, and then Vegas at night. What are your thoughts on that, Sasha? What questions do you got for Veronica? And then we're going to bring Zach in here and explain what he's going to be doing, not just exhibiting, but doing on the instructor side. Sasha, what questions do you have when it comes to what's going on with the education and the nightlife?
So I think for me, I can't wait to, looking at the schedule, and as you're bringing it out, Veronica and the team's bringing it out, I think for me personally, if I can go out there and ask a question, is, there's so many good programs that are out that you guys have put together. I don't know if one is better than the other. I think combined, they're an amazing program. So I think for me, you tell me what is the most anticipated one. What is the one that you're really excited about? And we're all excited about Zach's, what Zach's going to do, and why he picked black, and why didn't we go pink? Why are we celebrating breast cancer fencing? We went with black. I can't wait to hear that tonight as well from Zach. But I think when you're talking education, what is it? I don't know. There's so many good ones. I don't know which one I'd be like, hey, I can't, I think they're all combined. They're amazing.
And it's hard for me to even answer this on what would be I'm most excited about. I put so much of my passion and my experience into all of this. So even on Monday, you have the option of 4 great, what we're calling tracks. So they're all day classes. So they start at 7 o'clock in the morning and they're scheduled until 5 o'clock. There's a lunch hour where we'll be providing lunch during that time, but we're hitting such great content. So the first track is the first day of gate operators. The next track that we have going on is know your customer sales training. Yep. The next one after that is we have bridging the gap between sales and operations. Everybody in this industry or anywhere in the construction world knows that is the hardest relationship, yep. Right? Making sure that you're keeping that culture, the communication, you have the tools, you have things lined out for your entire team. So that's a great one. And then the third one, we're listing it from post to profits. And it is geared towards small business. And we're going to be touching base on how do you keep your crews productive. all day long. And then what financial numbers should you know? Financial basics. What reports should you be handing, when you're trying to get financing for new equipment, or you're looking at new tools or new assets, or, the financial health of your company. So it's really such a wide variety of content. And then it continues on the next day. So on Tuesday, then we add a track in there on how to bid commercial jobs. And that does not start out of how to read plans and specs, because honestly, that's way down on the to-do list when you start getting into the commercial world. You need to make sure that you have everything in place before you even looking at bidding commercial jobs. So it's a lot of content. So the great thing about it is, after the show, if you're a member of FWA and through Fence University, you're actually going to have access to all of the education that is going to be provided at the Fence show in October. So if you attended one track, but you were really interested in another track, you're going to have an opportunity to get your hands on that curriculum and that content as well.
So let me ask you this then. The whole topic and theme of the week is full throttle. So why are we going full throttle? Why full throttle?
If it needs to be. Our industry is missing the whole big picture on education. You can't put the cart in front of the horse. You really have to start at the very beginning on everything. So when we talked about full throttle, what that means, my come to, and I talk about it all the time, is go big or go home. Let's start at the beginning. We're going to start down here, and by the end of it, we're going to be up here. And we're just going to absolutely teach from every part of it, from beginning to end, and make sure that everybody is getting the resources and the education and the content that should be readily available to everyone in the industry.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, and let's talk about it for a second, about investing in your future, and why it actually might be cheaper than just a night out just one night out going out to dinner or something in Las Vegas while you're here, right? I mean, you're going to be here for 4 or 5 nights. The cost of one of these meals is the difference between you getting access to all of this education. Because I don't think you'll find anything this extensive, this amount of resources. I mean, forget about the beer you're going to be able to get, or the food that we're going to have set up. All the stuff we normally have set up for this type of pass and stuff. I mean, that alone is worth the investment, right? That's if you didn't even want to go to the classes. But the amount of education you're going to get is the equivalent of probably spending $10,000 worth of classes throughout the year. So, and you're getting it all in that one week. Bring your team, and you get to experience the entertainment, the education, the expo, everything at once. So, what's the ROI on the education? I guess, Zach, you do a lot of stuff. You go to a lot of I know, I've seen you. You support a lot of events where it's just maybe it's just some tables at the back of a room and there's education going on and stuff. What do you think the ROI on going to, whether this or some other education event for a fencer?
Sometimes it's hard to actually measure an ROI because it's a process, right? Education is a process. Your team is always learning. It's not going to be an overnight thing. Oh, they came back from Vegas, now all of a sudden our revenue's doubled. It doesn't work that way, right? So it has to be a continual process. So it's really hard sometimes to measure an ROI. Even as a supplier myself, I go to these places and there might be 20 people in the room, but I make one good contact. My experience tells me it was worth it. Yeah. Because, hey, I made a contact, but I can't put it to numbers all the time.
But Zach, can I ask this question for you? Obviously, like Brian said, there's something about these shows. There's something that whether it's a number or ROI, there's obviously something that's that inspires you. So let me ask you this: what inspires you or inspired you to build this course on vinyl? Like, obviously that's a passion of yours. What was it that was like, I'm going to do this course. I'm actually going to try to teach silly people like Sasha something about fence.
Man, I don't know. So for me as a person, like, I used to be very, very shy. So to even the thought of talking to 3 people would have made me physically sick. That's how I grew up. Like, I
think Brian has that problem too.
Right.
We wish.
Right. Yeah, sometimes we wish you had. So over time, it's one of those things where it's a confidence. Um, and then to me as well, sales always had this bad connotation. The word sales to me, I pictured a used car salesman, trying to wheel and deal something, those types of things. So I just none of this avenue was ever on my radar. I came from manufacturing, I came from aerospace, I was an inspector. I wasn't like the face of anything, but I just kind of fell into this in a way. Um, but I found the industry itself. I think it started with the industry itself, because I found like, hey, there is something here for a career, for a life. In my mindset, like, oh, I got laid off in aerospace in '09, right? That '08, '09 era. And so I just went and got a job until I could find something else. I'm like, oh, I'm just in a shop at some fence company. My mindset was like, that's not long term. Well, now it's been 17 years, right? So the industry itself, I think, started it. Found like, man, I really like it. I like the people. I started going to the shows, and then as people would pour into me or teach me, I'm like, man, like that's awesome. Like there is something to this, and not just in vinyl, right? Just the whole industry. And as I was consistent at these shows and meeting people, making connections, networking, I just grew to love it. And so it's like, hey, if somebody did that for me all those years ago, why can't I do it for somebody else? I mean,
I think
that's what it's all about.
And I think that's the ROI a lot. I think a lot of times when we try to put a number on ROI, we forget it's the investment of, the industry put this into me. It's provided a great lifestyle for me and my family. In my return on my investment could just be sharing that back, and then of course, hopefully you can wheel and deal. But Zach, tell us a little bit about you, because my next question, I think will lead into that the follow up of that one. Tell us a bit about Black Vinyl Fence. I love it.
Yeah, so black vinyl. It's as anybody who knows fencing, dark colors are dark colors, and there's a whole connotation behind it, and rightfully so, with bad history, bad experiences, those types of things. And so, um, ownership here has been in the building material industry for longer than I've been alive. Lumber mills, all those kinds of things. But has done white vinyl for many, many years, and had a customer who had more money than they knew what to do with, said, I want black. And so went to kind of developing that line, or at least the color. It was more for a specific customer. And well, then Blackline, ours is Blackline HHP. Blackline without the HHP was an existing business that failed. Really, it did. The product failed. The name was great. The marketing materials, the soft assets, all that stuff was really well set up, but the product itself failed pretty bad. And so the timing, ownership heard about it. They wanted to sell it. So they bought the name and said, hey, man, we're already developing this black. We think we've got it figured out. Let's take a name that works and has some. Now, there's a double-edged sword to taking the name of a company that basically failed. And the first few trade shows that I started going to were pretty combative. And I wasn't even part of it at the time, but I'm the one who was catching the flack and the fire. People who said, oh, I've got that stuff sitting in the back of my shop. I won't ever sell it. I've thrown it out, whatever it may be. I'd even heard of restraining orders between this guy and the old owner, like literal restraining orders, because it was such a bad experience. So it was a double-edged sword of keeping the name, but it also allowed me to have conversations that I never would have been able to have. If we would have came up with some new name, oh, there's just another dark color on the market. Oh, there's just somebody trying it again. And then as the years have gone by, it kind of got to a point where, like, quantity-wise, do I really pick up a whole lot of new customers at these shows? Not a whole lot, just because a lot of people know who we are now, know who I am. but I have to be there every year to keep that reputation established, to keep that confidence from the customer base, from the industry, that hey, they're still here. I feel like if I miss one of the big shows, they're gonna be like, oh, we knew it. It's not gonna work. Right? I believe that. I mean, even after 20 years, if for some reason I got sick and couldn't make it, and our team couldn't make it for some reason, I feel like there would at least be a little bit of talking like, oh, Blackline's failed. There must be something going on. Right? So
and every year about February, I call Zach up and I say, hey, by the way, if you don't get a booth at my show, I'm going to tell everybody you went out of business. So
right. Oh yeah. Well, and you know how it is. You can't even go to another booth of a competitor. You can't go to dinner with somebody without rumors starting that somebody's buying somebody out. You can't just have friends.
Oh my God.
Hardly,
it's
right. It's So somebody who's listening is the one who starts half of this, but nah, that's a joke. But so I would never say that I personally ever set out to like, oh, I'm going to unlock the secret to black. I kind of call black the holy grail of colors in the vinyl world, because it's the darkest color, has the highest heat retention, and the poorest performance in the market as a whole in the industry. But we're at 20 years. We're not owned by some big corporation, some private equity. It's two local guys here that started it. Actually, as of June 1st this month, I am actually part owner now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So it was kind of a here, thank you, sweat equity type of thing. So and the next calendar year, I'll have another chunk. I didn't want to take too much of a tax burden at once, but no, but so I've always treated it like it was mine anyways. A lot of people assumed I was the owner, because I do run it day to day. Now I do have an equity stake, so it's nice. It feels good. But so I never really set out with this mission for this. I just kind of fell into it. I love the industry, and I just took it that, hey, black vinyl is my row, and we'll work it. And it's one of those things where it's working, keeps us busy. I've got able to, when I started, I was literally processing orders, going out in the shop myself, packaging it, shipping it, and waiting for the next order. Now I've got 3 full-time guys in the shop, part-time guys, multiple part-time office people, I've got another salesman. So it's grown that way, just doing one color. So, I tell people, like, it doesn't matter what you do. If you love it and you put some effort into it, man, you can make something out of it. So
good point.
Yeah. So, hey, I got a question, Zach. I don't do any vinyl, so it's always a mystery to me, and I see it. I mean, I have a feeling we could do it, but I'd probably mess it up. But it's because we sell it material-wise, and every once in a while you hear someone say, oh, you don't want to buy that stuff because a certain manufacturer, this stuff's junk and this stuff's better, and that. I mean, and I'll be honest, I can't tell the difference when I'm looking. So I mean, I could walk into a big box store, and then I could walk into the best manufacturer in the country, and I can't tell the difference in the products. So how do talking to people outside of the vinyl that are just or just familiar, or is it like some of our industry where we just think that this product's better, or we think that one's better? Is there actually better vinyl products? Is some better than the other, and what makes it better? I mean, how can we tell as contractors looking?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's multiple factors in that. When I'm talking to homeowners, for say, they'll be like, oh, I got a price on this vinyl. Well, they're looking at Home Depot, right? Yeah. It's all about wall thickness. It's about recycled versus virgin material. Home Depot and Lowe's, they still want you to put a wood post in the vinyl post. Well, first of all, common sense tells you that defeats the purpose of having a fence that doesn't rot and degrade, right? So what's the point? But your wall thickness. And I tell people, any quality vinyl fence, it doesn't matter who the manufacturer is, if it's asking for internal support like that, the quality's not there. You have to look at performance, at the history of the company. You just do. But really, like, you can get very technical, but on the surface, I talk about wall thicknesses. I talk about virgin versus recycled material. I talk about mono extruded versus co-extruded. But I can tell you, manufacturers will argue over that all day long. The coke extruders say coke extrusion is the best. The mono extruders say the mono extrusion is the best. You have to get very technical, because I do believe there's times coke extrusion does make more sense. I also believe mono extrusion makes more sense. It all depends on the application, what color you're doing. There's a lot of factors, and you can get very deep in the weeds over that. You know, I'm a mono extrusion. I only do one color. For me, what we do, I feel like what we're trying to do, I have to do it my way.
Right.
In black, most people try it different ways, and the performance speaks for itself, right? We're the only ones who do it our way, and it's worked. You know, and I was kind of saying that earlier. We're not a large, we're a national company, but yeah, I call it, when I say national, I'm talking about, hundreds of millions of dollars and whatever. If we had warranty claims coming out our ears, we had been out of business a long time ago. We couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So no, we're not perfect. Nobody is, but we stand behind our product. And so to tell you about vinyl, it all depends on, I'd be talking to you about your application. Is it residential? Is it commercial? But really a decent vinyl is going to work for both applications. A lot of it depends on your installation methods. Is it just, if you got a lot of wind, or you got to go deeper? Are you up north with frost upheaval? Are you mounting to a wall? It's usually the installation is the difference. A good vinyl can carry across commercial, industrial, and residential, but it's the installation methods that make the difference. And a lot of manufacturers like me are very limited on our knowledge on that part. So we try to keep up on it to say, hey, what are you doing? Here's what I see most guys doing. Or, hey, how do you normally do it? And I have to give feedback to the best of my ability. Say, yeah, that can work with our product.
Yeah.
You got the driven method now, right? The wet set, dry set. I mean, that's a whole years long worth of arguments. To me, I don't care. To me, it's the same thing. Whatever works for you, your environment, whatever, you got to do what you got to do. So
do they stamp? I mean, like, say we're just trying, I'm just a dumb desert fencer and he's a dumb Aussie fencer, and we're just out there, him and I are going to a box store, going somewhere, and we're trying to buy some vinyl fence, or we're trying to look at suppliers. Is there ways to tell, what quality it is when you go there? Like, is it, besides measuring the thickness, is there like a stamp that says what type of recycled material it is or anything? So is it like a, like some products where they stamp it? I mean, is there anything like that we could look at?
Stamps. I don't know of any stamps on vinyl. You got to get in and look at the specs that they print online. It'll tell you what the wall thicknesses are. It'll tell you if it's recycled. And a lot of times everything is distributed in a trade name, especially when you get into box stores. But they usually all lead back to only about a couple of companies. And so some companies will have their green series, thinner wall thicknesses, and they're made just to be able to get into the box stores. Because box stores are all about price point. They don't care about quality that much. To them, it's a numbers game. We've looked at that decades ago, trying to get in there, and it doesn't make sense because your margins are so low, and the only way to make it is to dumb down your quality. So not really for me, just because of my experience. I can go in there and squeeze. Now, obviously, look at the size of my hands, but I can squeeze a post, I can squeeze a rail and feel it, like how much give it's got, how much strength it's got. To me, that tells me, but that's, almost 20 years experience, but there's a lot of factors involved. But
hey guys, I've got a real quick question for you. I just noticed this pop up on the screen. I'm seeing this stuff all over Facebook, Brian. Talk to me. What is going on with this voting? How come I'm not? You people out there, can somebody vote for me, please?
They took a vote that we weren't going to allow people to vote for you, but
thank you. Appreciate it.
You won.
Just in case you accidentally won.
Yeah.
It'll be like that Brewster's Million. Don't vote for me. Do you remember that? Right?
Please. But talk to me. Tell me, bro. Like, that's cool. Something's going on. What's happening?
So, Zach, you're one of the instructors, and obviously Veronica has been helping coordinate all that stuff with you guys. So, I don't think we do enough to support you guys and all the time and effort you guys put out there. So we've always, and there's a lot of always award ceremonies and stuff like that. But I'm like, I want the whole world to know. If we're going to issue an award to somebody, we're going to use the network and the reach and everything we have to let everybody know and bring everybody in. Because let's face it, not everybody can go to these shows, and yet you have a ton of people, Zach, that you build relationships with throughout the last 17 years that have never seen you at one of the expos, right? But yet they would love, and they went to some of your trainings even before. You went around. I know you just did your tour where you went around, Zach on the road or whatever it was, where you went, ventured around Washington and Oregon and stuff. So they should be able to say, hey, Zach was my favorite instructor, and people around there. And we want people to vote for people that support them. So we did launch yesterday. Was it yesterday? The day before?
Yesterday.
Yep, the voting. So you can actually now go to fentshow.com. You can vote for it, and I'll pull it up here in a second. You can vote for your favorite instructor, and there's like 28 to 30 of them on there now.
We're actually getting ready to add a couple more to the lineup as well. I'm hoping by the end of tomorrow.
Yep. And you are able to change your vote. So if Zach was your favorite this week, and then he didn't give you good service on your vinyl order or something next week, you can switch it over to someone else. But I'm going to show you, because I'm all team Zach. So I'm going to show you guys how that voting process works. You just go. If you follow one of the links, you'll see people sharing. There's a bunch of people out there sharing. I voted for Zach. I voted for Brian from BD Loops. Right. I voted for whoever it is, Zach for president. Yeah. So I love it. So I voted for whoever. Click one of those. That'll take you directly over to that person's page. You can click vote on there. If that person got real busy, it might ask you for an email just to verify you're a real person, but may or may not. It's really just a security feature that kicks in. We don't have any control over the algorithm on that part. But nonetheless, let me show you how that works. Can you guys see this on here?
Yep.
I don't know why I always ask that, because I know it's there, and yet every single Zoom or team meeting, you ever notice that you pull something up and you can see it, they can see it, you're like, can you see it? Can everybody see this? Anyway, so go to fentshow.com and let me go to that page and scroll down. You'll see where you can say cast your votes. It's pretty clear right there, right? And it looks like, Michael Whitaker is in the lead at 21 votes. He's right barely ahead of Benji, which has got 17. So you could either click on one of those, but we're going to see all the nominations. And is the screen still showing for you guys? Did I just say that again? Right.
Yes.
Yes.
You can go through here. My vote was already cast.
Keep going.
I'm going to break that habit. It's like saying the middle. Right, but cast your vote. And it's a big deal, because it's a plaque coming. It's going to get a custom plaque. It's going to be presented to them during the show at the award ceremony, which I believe is Thursday. They're going to make the announcement. Permanent spot on the Fence Show Awards wall, which will get brought over to every expo for as long as the expo is going on. So hopefully forever, right? Dedicated feature in the Fence Show website and in the magazine. Some recognition at the show, which is kind of cool. So you're going to be able to go in and vote. And let's go down here and find Zach. There's Zach right here. So I'm going to change my vote over to Zach. It's going to ask me for an email. I'm just going to pick Brian at Las Vegas Fence. I'm going to change my vote. It's going to quickly pop up, if that's hopefully showing up for everybody on their screen, where it says I voted. Is that showing up for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So it says I voted, and I wanted to share that. I would just hit here, share to Facebook. It's going to help you pull that over to say I voted for him, or you can copy the link, share it somewhere else. Go to LinkedIn. It's as simple as that, which is kind of cool, right?
Love it. It's like, and then can the top two people get in a cage match at Vegas, and we can have a full-on bare knuckle fist fight for the win, right? That's what we do in Australia.
It's Vegas, and we are we're fencers, so we don't mind making it completely wrong. It's going to be a tub probably full of Jello, and they're just going to go at it.
Hey, Brian and Veronica,
please do not vote for me. If that's the case, do not vote for me.
All the votes just went off all of us, right? That's weird.
Yeah.
Just quickly, I saw this little post. This is pretty cool, guys. Like 50% of the attendees this year are new.
Yep.
I mean, you're talking ROI. I'm like, there it is right there. The potential that we get to meet new people from all sorts of vendors, educators, all walks of the show. That is really cool, guys. That's really impressive.
Yeah. And daily it changes. We're 20 to 30% ahead of where we are this time the year before on attendee registrations, and it's a lot of work goes out for new ones. And we pride ourselves on trying to find people that have never been to a show before, and convincing them that, hey, this is your industry. Bring your staff, bring your team. And I want Zach to stand in his booth. He's over there earlier. Everybody knows who I am, but right. But my goal is to have Zach stand in his booth and go, I don't recognize anybody walking up. That's the goal. That is the goal. That is always the goal. It's fun to meet up with all of our buddies and stuff, but sure. I mean, we all meet up and talk and stuff all year. I want to put some new people in front of you, and I think that's a lot of our focus throughout the year. And I want to put that. So it's kind of cool. But you're right, it is awesome. And then to be able to have some recognition for you guys, and then the exhibitor probably tomorrow, the next day, they'll be opening up vote for the exhibitor of the year. So the 2026 exhibitor of the year, you'll be able to vote for. Hey, you know what? Just because they're, whether you saw their booth or not at the show, it's not about who can spend the most money at the show. It's about, the quality of the exhibitor and the service you get and the products and everything else. So if Zach gives you great service, you're going to be able to vote for Blackline, and get him an extra award. Maybe he'll get 2, right?
Well, hey, I was the very first exhibitor to sign up the very first year.
Yep, he was.
There you go.
Right? Talk about support from the very beginning. It's true. And we appreciate that. And we stay close because of that. I mean, I truly enjoy running into you every time. It's like, you know what it is? It's almost like a security blanket for me. It's nice. So I appreciate you.
For sure. Well, I mean, the new attendees, it's like, as an exhibitor and a supplier, I may have talked to some people and have never sold them. But when you meet them for the first time, you build that camaraderie and gives them even more trust to want to purchase. It's going back to the ROI. You can't always measure it, because on the numbers, well, I've already quoted them and now I closed it. But why did I close it? Was it from the show? I got to meet them. You can't put that into a number all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I like when we talk about ROI. ROI is more than just the investment you might get back in financially and money like that. Because I mean, you were right when you said it earlier. There is no quick fix. You don't go to any kind of expo, fence show, training, education, walk back, and all of a sudden everybody's following procedures because you went to an expo. Right? All of a sudden your customers are your jobs are getting bid correctly and everything's going smoothly. So it is about learning one thing. Maybe saves a mistake later, or improves efficiency, or increases sales. And you may not be able to monetize that right when you get back. But hopefully you go to enough of those shows, you just fix one little thing at a time. And I think that's what this is about. You can take something back. Hopefully you're not hungover every morning though, right? And you can take something. But it's okay. We got workbooks, right? So I do want to get into this. I know Veronica, looks like you're at an antique store or something, so you're probably want to go back to your shopping. But
I'm actually in Las Vegas. Got to come hang out with you for a couple days, and I'm at my parents' house, so I'm actually in their guest room, like trying to prop myself up against the corner. So the things we do for our industry.
Yeah. So we have some questions, Sasha and I do, about building the Full Throttle Education experience out, and what that was like for you. So, how did you approach building the Full Throttle Education program? I'll start with that.
Honestly, the years of experience in the construction industry and in the fence industry, I really just took all of the wishes and needs and wants that I've been looking for throughout the years and put them onto paper. Is really the direction I came with. I've attended education and I've attended sessions and I've left pissed because it was a sales pitch, or they touched base on one little tiny itty bitty part that might have been in the middle of the road, or they, didn't take it that extra few steps where I would have really been able to get something out of it. And you leave disappointed or you leave irritated because not only do you lose an hour of your life, you've lost 2 because you're behind an hour, right? So I kind of just took it from that approach, as well as all my years of being an instructor in this industry, as well as the other organizations that I've traveled to that have revamped their operations system, as well as, my operations experience in the industry with the same organization for 8.5 years. So I really came at it from from my standpoint. And the more and more and more people I talk to, the more and more I realized I wasn't the only one.
Yep.
So that was really my approach to it.
Yeah. So I know I didn't know if you wanted to get this one, Sasha. Let me ask one more, and then I know you wanted to go into the rapid fires. So I'm just going to take care of a couple of these ones. But how are your instructors selected this year? Because a lot of times you just hear a lot of announcements. Hey, we're looking for anybody that wants to come teach or this or that. But you were a little more strategic about this. We had some conversations, and I'm like, hey, I'm just going to do a post and see who wants to come. Right. And
I'm like,
that's
no, you're not.
That's just like anytime somebody has a question, I'll just do a post on fence industry only. Right.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we're not just going to let anybody and everybody come. So
No.
how, going back to that, how were instructors selected this year for you? How was that process? I know I hammered you like, I need some. And you're like, I'm okay. I got to meet with him. I got to talk to him. I got to do it. So what was the deal?
So I actually did, and Zach can contest to this. It was about an hour-long interview. Even people that I've known in the industry for all these years, it was a matter of, let me show you what we're working on. Let me show you what the expectations are to be an instructor, what our outlines are, what we're going to be covering, because we've done all the hard work per se by putting actually all the content together. So in the past, a lot of times it's been like, oh, hey, I want a spot. I want to be an instructor. Okay, great. Here's an hour on this day. What are you teaching about? Well, because we have been so focused and so driven and making sure that, we're getting great education and content and resources that are real life experiences, I needed to have those interviews per se and conversations one-on-one to make sure that we're putting the right instructors in the right place for the right content. So it has been very, very, very intentional down to every single one of these 94 different sections that we're touching based on who we've selected to be instructors has been very intentional.
Nice. So Zach, you went through that process with her. How was that? Because she's a little bossy to us. So was it just like, were you just like, oh man, what is this about? Was it actually different? Did it feel different than most of your things that you went on?
Absolutely. To the point where at first I'm like, do I want to do this? Because it was so, she's like, oh, we're going to have the curriculum. I'm like, and I'll be honest, my first reaction, like, you're going to tell me what to teach? Right? Like, but it wasn't that way, but that's how it first crossed my mind. And I'm like, I'm used to being like, oh, here's your slot. What do you want to talk about? And that's the last you hear from them until you show up.
Yeah.
So, I like that there's a structure because there has to be an intention. I've been to so many shows, even if it's a regional show that's smaller, and yeah, they can organize well. And hey, here's the room you're in and here's your whatever. But a lot of times the attendees are like, what am I doing? Which class am I in?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the wrong room. And you think, oh, I got a good turnout. And then half of them leave when they realize it's the wrong room. And doing the tracks, like Veronica said, because like I do sales. And so I'm always online looking for like actual sales trainings and just looking around, and everything is about tracks. You pick a path and an avenue with a clear intention and a clear goal. Here's what I want to learn this week, and I can actually follow that track. And that's a very common phrase in trainings and conferences. And so it's really refreshing to finally see that, hey, there's a clear path instead of just like, oh, maybe I'll go to this one, kind of like on a cruise ship, right? Well, maybe I'll go to this event at 3:00. Maybe I'll go to this one at 2. And what did I just do? So at first it was a little like, it almost felt restrictive because you've never had that. But it's not really restrictive. We're working together to build a curriculum. But my first reaction was like, huh? So because I have done it before a few times. And so I appreciated the effort that Veronica's put into this, because even as a teacher, I can have my tunnel vision of what I think needs to be taught. But when somebody else is doing it with you, who, like for her, she's been on the installation side. I haven't. I do a little bit locally, but it's nothing to that avenue. I need the input of like, what do people really want? Not just me flapping my lips all day long. And then, will I get in trouble for talking about my product, or will I not? Or there's just never these clear guidelines. And so it was a little like, okay, there's a lot to digest here and whatever. really think it's going to pay off in the end.
But Zach, can I be honest? I've noticed as we're meeting these instructors leading up to the show, the interview must have been pretty intense because your left eye seems to, and I've known you for a minute, it's twitching a lot. You know, so
First, Sasha, just because I have threatened every single one of them.
You're not alone, Zach. We all sat in a room one time after our conversation with her when she came on saying, she's going to tell us to do what? And
yes. And, you know, I have to say exactly what Zach said. If it wasn't for every instructor that we have announced that has decided to be an instructor on our team, what we're working on and what we're building would not be possible, because this industry, and anybody that knows me and has heard me speak knows that point A and point Z in this industry are always exactly the same thing. I don't care if you're an installation company or a manufacturer or supplier, point A and point Z are always the same. However, there are millions of different ways to get from one point to the other. So what the approach that we've really taken is to make sure that we're getting a variety of different avenues, a variety of different things, and giving some standards, the overall process locked in, as well as forms and resources and different ways to do things, so that way you can take it back, cater it to your operations, and put it into effect.
Nice. Yeah. So one more question for Veronica before we get into the rapid fire, which we're excited about, which I don't see those, by the way, until the moment we're asking those questions either. So it's always fun. But so besides Zach's class, which we already know has the most excitement around it, what would be the second then? What would be the second most session that's getting the most, generating the most excitement right now besides Zach's? I mean, we can't count him in this thing, but everything else, what would be the most one getting the most excitement?
Oh man, it's impossible to even say. I mean, we can hear a lot about.
Must be Veronica. She don't want to admit it.
I'm trying to make her next meeting with everybody else awkward, except for the one person she says is the most exciting, right?
Yeah.
You know that I would probably say that bridging the gap between sales and operations. It doesn't matter what type of organization you're in this industry. I know whether if you're a manufacturer or a supplier or an installation company, you have those same issues.
And sales and operations,
you have it.
Sales and operations, we're talking about operations. We're talking about installers. We're talking about the field and the office. You know, about how that maybe it's the warehouse and the office, but it's basically the office and whoever else isn't in the office. We're talking about and bridging that gap. And I think you had some really cool stuff. I know I've been reading through it and the instructors on that. That's going to be. I think this is going to be a model of how that is taught throughout all the industry when we're done. So that's going to be really cool. That's it for me on those questions. For you guys, Sash, what is happening here on these rapid fire?
Who's rapid fast? You can't think. Going to ask you a question, and you got 1.3 seconds to answer.
The answer's I don't know. I'm under 5 gallons. The answer's 5 gallons. I don't know.
Right, 5 gallons. Yeah. All right, we're going to start with you, Veronica. I'm going to finish with Zach.
Okay.
So Brian's asked a lot of these, and we've talked about them as we're going. So I'm just going to hit this one to you. Favorite part of building the education program?
Sharing my passion, sharing my knowledge, my experience, being able to take everything that I've learned and be able to share it with everybody in the industry on this level has been probably the most nerve-wracking and rewarding thing all at the same time.
Dang, that's great. Well, let's see how you're going to answer this one, because that was a great response.
Could have said working with me, but whatever.
No. No, we don't lie on this podcast.
That answer
works. Yeah, I don't know if you know me.
Yeah, make it all about you, Veronica. Make it all about you.
I will.
You do that, because it doesn't say rapid fire. Brian answered the questions, does it?
Yeah.
You make it all about you. Here's the final one real quick, because you've answered a lot of. One reason people shouldn't skip Full Throttle this year.
You know, like Brian was talking about a little bit ago, the amount of investment into training and the education that you normally get to this magnitude would cost you tens of thousands of dollars to send one person. One.
Yep.
You can send your entire team, attend different tracks, get all of this education for a fraction of what it would cost to send one person. And when we talk about the cost that goes into this, I mean, there is the hotel discount code because we've worked with the South Point. So rooms are discounted. The full throttle pass right now, it's on sale right now. So that's a fraction of the cost. The education Monday and Tuesday, that comes with lunch. Then the full throttle pass, you get access to the VIP food section. You get access to, the beer stations that we have set up. We have, we're taking care of so much of this. And the reason that we're so passionate about it is exactly what Brian said. We want to make sure the entry point into our industry and everybody's coming at it with tools and resources to be successful.
I love it. So that's coming from the FWA team. I think too, from my perspective, South Point has the location's just amazing. It's affordable. I don't know. I hear the alcohol's cheap, but I don't drink, so I'm not really 100% sure. But here we go.
Oh my gosh.
First rule of the Fence Show. Host hotel must be 85 a night, so everyone can go. Go back to what you were saying.
Listen, Brian, you and your AI, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So that's Veronica. All right, Sasha, let me put you on the spot real fast. Can't think about it. Whatever comes out your mouth is the answer. We're holding you to it. It doesn't matter. So here we go. Biggest vinyl installation mistake, in your opinion?
Not screwing in the U channels.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. I like that one. All right, next one. And I think that's really well put. One thing every installer should know.
Oh, man.
It's
supposed to be rapid fire. That is so loaded.
That is loaded, Sasha.
Wet set versus dry set, though.
Oh, Zach, come on. That conversation's finally starting to die down.
No, it's not. No, man, I don't know.
Know how to cut your rails. Question. How about that?
Post spacing, yeah. It really is. Post spacing is like the number one thing in fencing, no matter what product you're putting in. But in vinyl, it's that so much more. Because you get these guys saying, "Oh, can I get a rail just a little bit longer?" It doesn't work that way, Sunshine. Yeah, especially you want the warranty.
And know how to do that post spacing in elements like Wyoming. We're used to 75, 85, 95 mile an hour winds. Yep. And so your normal vinyl installation in other parts of the country, you don't have to worry about wind load like that. And you need to know on your post spacings when it comes to vinyl and how to adjust for that. And the product that you're using, how do you adjust? Because there are adjustments in different types.
Yeah. I was at Country Estates, I believe it was in Riverside area. I think they had a facility up there, and they had a vinyl weld. I'm almost sure it was that when I was visiting that property, they had a vinyl welder. So why can't you make So why can't you make a rail longer? I mean, can't you weld it?
Let's not digress.
Brian's in on it.
What?
Brian's in on it.
You, buddy.
Brian's taking us off the rails.
Yeah. Right. Last question for you.
Okay.
Give us a plug for why we should attend your class. Tell us something. One thing real quick. Why should we attend your class?
Because you don't know what you're going to learn.
Oh, the mistake.
Well, as a teacher, the greatest thing is to see somebody's eyes light up because something clicked.
Yep.
And you might not even know what it is or what your intention was, but eyes light up. That's why we're there.
Yeah, well said.
That's rapid fire with the
well said.
With the
I think that's, you know what, that's, I know we've actually went, actually right under the hour. We were going to try to do 45. So, I mean, it just was flowing. I know I could go on forever with Zach, but you guys, thank you for coming on. Everybody tuning in. Next week, we've got a new instructor coming on Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Don't change your vote next week. I already know how it's going to work.
You can already sense this now.
Oh, you called him. Yeah.
So, go to fenceshow.com/vote if you want to go straight to vote and see all of the instructors and vote for one. Share it. Hey, if you vote for someone, share it. Help them. They deserve it. If you went and voted for them, you voted for them for a reason. So share the love. Get it out there. Everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Everybody for coming on the podcast. Veronica, Sasha, Zach, you guys made it fun today. I appreciate it. Everybody, we will talk to you next week. If you don't watch another podcast before the show, we will see you at the show. October 5th to the 9th. Go to fentshow.com and get registered. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Sounds good.